My name is Paul Rossberry. My purpose is to empower you to be all that God has created you to be. I believe that knowledge is power, and wisdom is the correct use of that knowledge. Using our knowledge with wisdom brings success. Success is achieving the goal that you set out to reach. Over my lifetime, I have produced a number of booklets, books, seminars, transitional systems, policies, procedures, events, sermons, and programs to help people individually and corporately in multiple business and life issues. I have also partnered with major corporations and started small businesses in the nonprofit and the for-profit sectors. Most of this material has not been made public or published for others to use. This came over 50 years of life experience. I am producing educational material from my life experience and lessons that I have learned. These will be available through our website, www.learnstartbuild.com, and through our success clubs and other events. Now, let us jump into Purpose and Products. Purpose and Products has four basic parts: the purpose, the product, or the vision, the steps to success, and the value. Each of these four basic areas are compatible with every business model or every product development, whatever it might be. And the reason for those is that's where we actually build our product. So when we look at the reason for this product, the first thing we have to understand is, what's the purpose? The purpose is the motivating force to success. It is the reason that we're doing anything. It's the reason that we're looking at a particular project. It's the reason we do what we do. And of course, it gets down to whatever the purpose or the product is, it has to exist to serve a particular function. It has to accomplish something. And that is the basis for it. If it's just a product that you put together that has no purpose, then it's not a product. A product is also the vision. It's the result of the reason. It's the result of the purpose. It's a complete picture. And I'll give you an example, is that if you're going to put something together, let's say just the simple thing of building a doghouse. Well, if you don't have a dog, there's no reason to build a doghouse, unless you happen to be building doghouses for people who have dogs. Now you have a reason for building that particular product. But it's the complete picture. What is the doghouse going to look like? What is the goal when it's before you? What part of it is it going to take? It's the fuel that moves you forward. It is what you provide or deliver. It is the product that is the end result of the vision. And of course, steps to success. Steps to success is the basis of how you bring this product or vision into fruition, how you're actually going to make it work. It's the tasks that you need for it to be done, to achieve or deliver the product or the service. Step by step is what it's going to take to deliver or bring that vision to fruition. Each step can be managed. They can be planned. They can strategize. They can be controlled. They can be shared. Each one of them, each step, is a step towards the success that you see in your vision. And then the last thing is the value. What's in it for me? Everybody's asking always, what's in it for me? If somebody has a gift or a talent, they want to know what's in it for them if they use their gift and talent to help you develop your purpose or your product. What does it add to my life or your life? What does it add to my personal life or your life? If it's adding something to your life, then it's got a value. What is that value? Does it save you time? Is it generating income? Is it doing the things that you set out to do? Does it bring additional value to your life? Does it add value to your family? What does it add to your family? Does it make you more comfortable? What does it add to your family? These are questions that you need to be asking. And then what does it add or benefit the community? Who is the community? If you don't have a community to sell your product to, and it's no benefit to the community, how are you going to sell it? You have to find who it's going to benefit. And of course, it has to resolve a problem or an issue. Next, we're going to go back over these one by one. Your purpose: I exist to serve by empowering people to achieve all that God's created them to be. That's my purpose for existence. The first word is an action word. I exist to serve by empowering. Or you exist to serve, to build. Or you exist to serve by repairing. Whatever it happens to be, it's the action word. And the second word is the object word. And that's what you're doing it to. I'm called to build houses. These also help you form your initial short phrase of what you're called to do. And what makes you feel so good? Now, you want to look at this, because if you're not sure the reason that you are here or why you're going to build this product, what you need to do is sit down and make a list of all the things that make you feel so good when you do them. And then number them 1 to 10. In other words, the most rewarding to the least rewarding. And those that are the most rewarding usually are the purpose or the reason that you exist. Every time you start a business or every time you do something, you have to go through this process. And of course, it's really what you want to do the most. Many people go through in their entire life and never discover what their real purpose is or what they should have been doing all of their life. So those are key things that you need to look at. Why do you exist and what do you serve by? Products. Product is what you would like when you complete what you see in your vision. It might be a service. It might be a product. It might be a thing. It might be a big vision. Many, many steps might be taken to accomplish what you see. That's the one thing or the many. Yes, it could be multiple things. What would it look like when it's completed? So it's a product or a vision. Can you describe it in words? Very key. If you can describe in words what that product or vision or service is, then you can start relating to people and telling them what you do and what you offer to them. Then finally, what's the value? What's the value to me? What's the value to my family? And what's the value to the community? A friend of mine that I met one time, I was in his seminars, Bob Circosta. He was one of the co-founders of the Home Shopping Network. And he asked the question, what is so good about that? When you talk about your service or what you're doing, what you're providing, you have to ask the question, what is so good about that? And of course, if it's valuable to you, it may be valuable to someone else. And what is the value to my family? Does it help my family? Does what I do empower and help my family to grow and be a better family? And then the value to the community, once again. What is so good about it? Because you need to be able to tell people what it is that makes it valuable to them. And that's the value to the community. The market. Who is the customer? What does the customer need? Is it a real need or a perceived need? Is it a business or an individual? Who makes the decision? These questions are questions that every time you look at your product, then you have to find out who your customer is. In other words, who's going to buy this product? Who needs it? Who wants it? And again, is it a real need or a perceived need? If you look at it as a real need, then it's something that everybody must have. Like, let's say, for example, everybody needs a stove in their house to cook their food. Everybody needs a sink where they can wash their dishes. Everybody needs a door so they can keep the bugs and the other things out. These are things that are real needs. A perceived need is something that, oh, I would really like that. Do I really need a big iPhone? Or do I really need a 80-inch television? Well, I would enjoy an 80-inch television, but it's not a need. It's a perceived need. It's a desire. It's something I desire more than what I already have. And of course, here in the United States, we have many people who have perceived needs, but in reality, when you come right down to it, real needs are what you must spend money on. Perceived needs are things that you might spend money on. Is it a business or is it an individual? If it's a business, you have a different mindset on how you're presenting or reaching that market. The same thing with the individual. It might be a different mindset. How are you going to reach that individual? Who makes the decision? You know, corporations and companies don't make a decision. People make decisions. And if people don't make the decisions, nothing gets done. And then next is, what is the product? What purpose does it serve? In other words, what does it accomplish? What does it do in order to save time, energy, money? What does it do? And how can you articulate that? How can you express that to your potential? Remember, your customers are the ones who are paying the bills. Does the product fulfill the need? Does it really accomplish what it set out to do? What you designed it for? What you created it for? Many times we create a product, but it really doesn't fulfill the need. There might be somebody else out there that's got a better product or a better widget. The point is that does your widget or your product complete that business need or that fulfill that need better than the other person? And if it does, why? You need to know that, and you need to be able to articulate that. Demographics, the market. Where is the market? Where is the customer? What's the geographic location? These are questions that you look at to determine what your purpose and product really are. You know, if you don't have a purpose for fulfilling a need, or there's no need, or maybe it's in a geographic area that you cannot physically fulfill that need, but you know that there's a need out there, then you have to figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to do that, what you're going to accomplish it. There's other questions that you have to look at. What does the customer spend their money on? What do they spend their time doing? These are two basic questions when you start looking at customers. The reason you need to know these is that when they spend their money on stuff, you need to know how you can capture some of that money. You know, that's what you're looking to do. You capture their money so that you have a business that's viable and you pay your bills. And of course, money flow or cash flow is what it's really all about. What do they spend their time doing? Do they go to watch events? Are they doing events? Are they reading, working, etc.? You can go on all the different things that they might spend their time on. Each one of them are places where you can make contact with those customers so that you can sell them your product. Look at it from that perspective. These are contact points where you can reach that customer. Some other things about the market. You know, when you look at this purpose and product, you have to look at all of these areas. First off, strategies. How do you reach the market? What media do I need to reach the customer? What media do I use? What publicity do I need? All of these questions are questions that you need to look at from the perspective of how you're going to deliver your product. Who's your customer? How do you reach them? How do you, and what vehicles? For example, if they go to football games a lot, wouldn't it be wise to have a sign there at the football game that tells them about your purpose and your product? Because all of a sudden, if that's what they're looking for, it can trigger that they're looking for you, and they may capture that in their mind. The other thing is that if they don't spend any money on your particular product, then how do you relate to them in the way that says, you need my product, Mr. Customer? How do you relate that? Those are those things. So in the way that you present your media, or how do you reach people through that particular media, are very important. What's the value? Can you present the proposition? What is the value? The value of a particular product has to save time, energy, money, or some savings, or make it easier for them to accomplish what they're setting out to be. So you want to make their success easier as they go along. Why is it better? In other words, what's so good about that? And of course, when you look at what is better, why is it better? Well, because it's got a better paint job, or it's got a better handle, or it's got a better this. And the reason it's better, what's the proposition? How is that being better going to help them in the long run? It can be more reliable. So what is the benefit of that particular product? So what's the value? Answer those questions. Now there's something about all of this, your purpose and product. Success. To reach your goal, remember what I said was, when you use education and wisdom, it can bring you to success. But you have to have the step-by-step strategies in order to achieve the goal, to bring that vision to fruition. So, success is a journey. You must begin and plan to succeed. There is nothing behind it. You have to decide, I will be successful, and let nothing stand in your way. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to reject things. What that means is that nothing is going to deter you from completing the task at hand. So you plan to succeed. And there are others along the journey that can help you. And say, so you need to find out who they are. Where are they? How do I connect with them? A lot of people network. Networking is really, really good. And there's many people who can help you along the journey, because you don't know everything and you cannot do everything. However, you can meet people who can help you along that journey and do with those things that you cannot do. So life is a journey, and it takes people besides yourself. Plan to succeed and look for others who are on the journey to success. What's next? Well, purpose and product is discovering your purpose and product. That's what we've been talking about today. And deciding, making decisions, understanding. What's next is we have a basic training program for freshman subscribers. It's a 6-video system, and it'll be released February 1st, 2015. And you can go through this 6-video system. It includes the overview of our 5x5 business acceleration metrics. It includes marketing, operations and production, administration, research and development, and service and support. Now, what you get with this is you get a zip file with folders that you can put on your computer. And in each of these folders is a description of what goes in that folder. Now, there are subcategories. So the first 5 basic areas of the 5x5 business acceleration matrix is marketing, operations, administration, research, development, service, and support. Your next advanced lessons, that's in the sophomore group, okay, is you get 5 project or 5 folders under each of those basic categories. Those 5 folders give you the basis for all your marketing, your basis for your operations, your basis for administration, your research and development, and your service and support. And of course, every time we look at those categories that are in that area, there'll be other products and services that we will add to that in there. That, in other words, those folders and the information that goes in those folders. And we will identify them to you. And if you're on that certain subscription level, then you will get everything that's in that particular category. And of course, that's what it's about. It's growing your business. It's about learning everything that you can in those areas so that you can use the tools in a better fashion. So, you might want to plan to register. Go to www.learnstartbuild.com, and our freshman subscription program is only $9.95 a month. So go to learnstartbuild.com and register today for the freshman program at www.learnstartbuild.com. Thank you for joining us today.